Hello, Intactivists! In the news this week, we have Foregen, Arc Law, Health Equality Campaign, Intaction, Bruchim, and much more coming up. In POTS news, we have the 6x matching campaign. This applies to CareBuzz and the POTS e-commerce program. This is all free and easy to partake in. Also, just so you guys do know that if you do become an elite e-commercer, you guys will get OnlyPans access, which means you guys can partake in our monthly meetings, have voting rights, and get POTS' most exclusive Discord channel. You can become an elite e-commercer by partaking in the POTS e-commerce program, join our Discord to find this out and so much more. Also, we have an upcoming work live stream June 29th at 5 p.m. Eastern. Definitely go ahead and check it out. It's going to be super awesome. Me and Scott will be there, and we can't wait to talk to you guys. So the more you guys who come, the more the merrier. We also had Melina had her interview released this past Saturday. Most people really enjoyed her interview. I think she definitely understands how to do intactivism marketing, and perhaps she delivers that point better than I. She delivers her message in a very considerate and palatable way. If you missed that interview, definitely check it out. I've been told by some people that she has done one of the best interviews we had so far. We had no video special this week because we were still wanting more views on nonprofit status. Doesn't really matter in 2025. Here's why. It reveals that nonprofits aren't what you think they are. I'm not going to rehash the video. Just watch it. Also, in POTS news, if you like to educate people on the harms of circumcision, or if you're just decent at copying and pasting, please consider joining the walks or the social media defenders that we have on Discord. We are planning to reach over 1 million people sometime this year, maybe early next year, and we need all the help we can get. The OnlyPans and I have talked about it on what we're waiting for. There's specific criteria. I'll make a video special about it when we start doing those. Again, if you are confused about how to become a social media defender or a walk, we do have how to become a social media defender for POTS video. It's only 2 minutes long and it will explain everything. Since we don't have a whole lot of news to cover this week, I'm going to actually be covering the Intact Wiki. It says, Prevail over the system, POTS is the name of a YouTube channel dedicated to intactivism. Now, one, there's no history section. You notice it's really small and just has like 2 videos up. But we used to actually do finances and psychology. So we weren't always just dedicated to intactivism. We tried to make well-rounded people. And it also says, it claims to offer intactivist news and more. However, it seems to have little to say about the value of the foreskin or the pain and trauma, permanent injury, and loss of physiological functions of harmful, non-therapeutic infant circumcision. Okay, so one, we definitely cover that in our Facebook ad campaign. We cover the benefits of being intact and the trauma of circumcision. That's because that's for the outsiders. So we have more than just a YouTube channel. We do have a Facebook and an X, but we're known for our YouTube channel for sure. Anyways, it says the channel offers numerous linkable videos regarding various aspects of intactivism. That's just kind of odd, numerous linkable videos. You can share the hyperlink with other people. I think you could do that with any website. Anyways, maybe I'm just not understanding that. Please tell me in the comments what that's supposed to mean. The videos feature an animated cartoon character named POTS as the host. All right. Could call it a VTuber because that's what I am, a VTuber, but whatever. I feel like this was written by like an older person, to be honest. The intactivist sponsors of POTS are anonymous. That's not necessarily true. Like, our videos are hosted by Scott White sometimes, and you do see some people who work for us, like David Candela. So only some are quote-unquote anonymous. The introductory video claims that there are 4 seasoned intactivist sponsors with more than 20 years of experience. The statement is ambiguous. It is not clear whether each of the 4 intactivists have 20 years of experience or whether the 4 together have a total of 20 years of experience. Well, we're all in our 20s and 30s. I wasn't doing intactivism at like 7 years old. It's supposed to be a combined total that equals 20 years. I don't know why he decided to latch on to this fact. Like, I feel like it kind of makes Potts sound like, oh, he's confusing with all the information about him is confusing and mysterious. Like, he even continues saying Potts' unannounced mission or goal appears to be to help the various intactivist groups and organizations to communicate, cooperate, and collaborate with one another so as to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of transmitting the message of intactivism to the public and suppressing the practice of child circumcision and mutilation. We told everyone what our mission was a couple of times. It's to connect big businesses to intactivists to go help intactivist companies, which we adapted to the harsh reality that no nonprofit wants to play well in the sandbox with us. Once again, we really I think this Wikipedia needs a good history on Potts, and I think that this is a very simplistic look on Potts. But anyways, so we now give out work contracts to help individual intactivists, and we're actually going to roll out something even better, I think, than that coming soon. Spoiler, it's going to make us much more independent because we can't really rely too much on intactivists or intactivism. We are also here to make the donors and supporters of intactivism make better decisions on who they support, donate to, give their time and money and to. So we serve intactivists now versus the nonprofit companies. And then the last part was Potts has announced its desire to transition to its own website in the future. We aren't transitioning to our own website. Again, we changed that. He probably got this from our CareBuzz. This is probably where he saw this Let's Build a Website Phase 1, which is doing fantastic, by the way. But we only needed that website because of the Mautic system that we are allies with Unaltered, and they set us up with a landing page, supposedly. So we had an OnlyFans meeting, and since we only needed a website really for a Mautic system, we don't need to go and pay for a website. Why waste the funds? So we're going to decide what to do with those funds for something different. Those who invest in Potts via donations will have a say with where this money goes, or at least know about it. Most likely it's going towards the Facebook ad campaign. So yeah, if you read this, and it just seems like the guy looked at Potts for all of 15 minutes and was like, oh, okay, this is what I found. It wasn't a real deep take. Nobody asked me about this whenever he made it, but I was not super impressed by it. But we will see what you, the audience, thinks about this during the polls. I did hear a lot of people say that this wiki put Potts in a negative light, and I think that I think so. It did too, honestly. Just kind of how it was not really sure what Potts was doing. And maybe that's our fault. Maybe we need to be more clear of what we're trying to do around here. I don't know how, but if you guys have any solutions in the comments, let me know. In HEC news / Intaction news. So thanks to Flash Liberty, we have this news. It says, breaking news, HEC hires top lobbyist firm. Says, we are thrilled to announce a bold step forward in our mission to protect the rights and bodily autonomy of males across the United States. Our lobbying arm, the Health Equality Campaign, has partnered with an influential Washington, D.C. lobbying firm, Checkmate Government Relations, to advocate against routine infant circumcision at the federal level. Why this matters. The practice of infant circumcision is declining in popularity in America, as growing evidence questions its medical necessity and ethical implications. This is now coupled with the current climate of curbing financial waste, fraud, and abuse. For the intactivist movement, the time has come to push for greater change. Infant circumcision is a systematic and institutional nationwide problem. Hence, we need to be in Washington, D.C. to influence policy on a nationwide basis. Our organization believes that every individual deserves the right to make informed decisions about their own body. Who is Checkmate Government Relations? Checkmate is headed by Chess McDowell, is a rising and influential firm in D.C. known for its strategic expertise and extensive network of relationships with lawmakers, regulators, and policymakers, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr., with a proven track record of implementing changes in government policy on behalf of their clients. The firm brings unparalleled experience to our cause. Checkmate has accepted the campaign as a client and will fervently lobby on our behalf as part of their scope of work. Goals in Washington: raising awareness, policy reform, public health advocacy, international advocacy to educate lawmakers about the controversy surrounding the African circumcision campaigns paid for by PEPFAR USAID. I found that one pretty interesting, so that's why I skipped the rest but read that. So they're gonna hopefully save a lot of African children if they can. That would be really awesome. So this is about saving all children for Intaction and HEC, which is really awesome. All right, how can you help? Says, this is a collective effort and we need your support. Here's how you can get involved. Says, be involved. Support the HEC with financial donations. The cost for lobbying in the nation's capital is significant and quite honestly breaking our budget, but we have to be there. Our ability to sustain this nationwide effort rests with concerned people like yourself, so you can support HEC. Join Intaction. Let's build our ranks with compassionate anti-circumcision activists. Receive a welcoming member gift box with Intaction swag. New for June 2025, along with a digital member ID card. Prior members will also be receiving our gift box. Look forward in the coming weeks. And this is a word from the founding director. Says, this relationship with Checkmate and Chess McDowell is a game changer for the Intactivist movement. We're not just advocating for change, we're demanding it. With their expertise and our passion, we're ready to challenge the status quo and protect the next generation. For decades, the CDC, NIH, HHS, and even the AAP have been unimpeded to use the levers of government power to influence public policy, to wage war on men's foreskin, and to harm men's rights to a natural, intact body. That ends now. Only Intaction HEC is engaging at this level of advocacy and where it counts. All right, so that is the news for HEC. They do need donations, and they need people to go and raise awareness about this, I'm sure, as well. All right, and Forgen news. So, Forgen was at Wake Forest at the 2025 conference. They brought up AI quite a bit and talked about, that they are learning a whole bunch of things, especially like regulatory issues and how to get through human trials quicker. It wasn't very in-depth, and they shot it during the conference. But anyways, if you guys want to go ahead and check this out, you definitely can. I'm not going to rehash it. Don't forget to leave a like, though, for sure. That spreads this to the YouTube algorithm and gets more people to see it. Maybe they're interested in Forgen being at Wake Forest, and it might make an Intactivist if they see that people care about getting their foreskins back. All right, and in Bruchim news. So Bruchim sent out a newsletter recently. It says, Bruchim volunteer leadership team roles. Join Bruchim's inner circle. It says, help shape the future of Jewish non-circumcision advocacy. It says, Bruchim is growing and we're inviting a few dedicated, creative people to join our volunteer leadership. If you care deeply about our mission and want to roll up your sleeves in a meaningful way, now's your chance to be part of something special. This is a volunteer opportunity. While unpaid, it offers valuable experience, mentorship, and professional development. And this is what they're currently seeking. So, a Gen Z media whisperer. So they want somebody who's younger, who understands media, especially vertical videos, like short form platforms, like TikTok. A website hosting wizard, somebody who can do website hosting. A Canva creative, so somebody who can make designs and graphics and flyers. A little green light pro. This is kind of a weird one for me. I'm just going to read it. You've worked with LGL and know how to manage donor supporter records, reporting, and workflows. This role is key to keeping our system strong and organized. A media marketing mind. So they want somebody who is good at marketing. A community connector, somebody who can go and build relationships and build their network, essentially. That's what this is. Like, to me, this is almost they're asking for a lot. Honestly, is low-key kind of like, are they in trouble? Like, they're saying, hey, we're growing rapidly and we need like all these people, and they literally need like 7 roles to be filled. And honestly, I think a lot of this is just a lot of Intactivists are just aging out, and a lot of Bruchim members are pretty old, right? And even like using Canva, I guess to me, it's pretty easy to make some graphic designs and stuff. I took like a quick 8-minute course. Okay, I probably took like an hour course on how to do well at Canva. It's not hard to do stuff like that. and like marketing and just, you know, being able to communicate with people. I'm not saying it's super easy, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there that can do this. I just feel like Bruchim is actually having issues pulling people in, and this is why they need to change up their ways, because they have perhaps doing things in a very old-fashioned way that isn't working that well or hasn't been working well at all, and they're trying to change things up, but they don't know how, so they need new people. I don't know, but to me, it just, this is kind of a concern, I feel like. But anyways, what's in it for you if you decide to go help Bruchim? You'll become part of Bruchim's close-knit team of creative advocates working together to build a bold and inclusive future. You'll be in the loop, part of the conversation, invited to private brainstorming sessions, and fun hangouts, and truly at the heart of the movement. Now, I don't think they mean Intactivist movement here. I think they mean like the Jewish Bruchim movement. There's no way they think that they're the heart of the Intactivist movement. Do you guys think that's what they meant? Do you think they meant the heart of the Intactivist movement? Let me know down below. It's energized, social, and deeply meaningful work. It's also a great resume builder. You'll gain real-world experience in a value-driven, nonprofit environment, and when appropriate, we're happy to serve as a reference to support your future professional goals. And if you're interested and want to learn more, email rnwald@gmail.com. So you guys can definitely go ahead and email her, and you know, you might get the job. All right, and in DW documentary news. So, the DW documentary channel deleted the video about circumcision. This video did all right. It got about like 500,000 views, which is really good. But like they had millions and millions of subscribers. But they did end up deleting this video. I checked it. They made it private. And it was pretty shocking that they did that. We covered that video on POTS, and it's unfortunate that they took it down. But yeah, they did make it private. I don't know why. If you know why, please let me know. All right, so in ARC Law news. So ARC Law, they have been pushing out more videos. They've been releasing them quite frequently, 4 in the past month right here. They have not been getting a lot of views. I've checked out a lot of them, and what I've noticed is that a lot of these videos, like this one here, released June 11th, so like a week ago. This was Steven Sabota and January 11th, 2004, so it's very old, very outdated stuff. Like, it's not really news. It's not new. So I think that's why a lot of ARC Law stuff is not getting liked and commented on. And I mean, the graphics are not great either, but they are doing it. So if you want to go ahead and watch this, you definitely can. Let me know what you guys think about this. All right, and yes, posting very old videos may be bad, but these other two Intactivist groups have not been posting anything. So, for instance, Cockfight. Cockfight hasn't posted anything since February 5th. There was the Carter Steinhoff, April 11th they reposted, but really something from them February 5th. So it's been like 4 months since Cockfight posted anything of note. So if you guys know what's going on with Cockfight, please let me know. And also Oceanbirth. Oceanbirth was really hitting it strong. She was going pretty active. And now, after her Intact Movie Stars famous foreskin video, it's been 4 months since we've seen her update her channel at all. Now, she was a moderator for Eric Klopper for a while. I don't know if she's just helping Intact Global. I'm not really sure. But if you guys know what Oceanbirth is doing currently, please let me know or update me down in the comments section. All right, and on to the Intactivist calendar for the week. All right, so we're going to go ahead and burn through these pretty quickly. So, No Circ, Michigan, June 21st, they have the Grand Rapids Pride. So that is from 12 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday. That's also June 22nd, same time as well. Now, they're currently doing the Maternal Infant Health Summit as of right now. So that's going to be happening at 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they're also doing that tomorrow, which is Wednesday, June 18th, at 7 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Foreskin for the win. This is Ron Lau with his musical TED Talk. His show officially debuts July 31st with 25 nightly shows until August 25th at Edinburgh, Fringe, and Scotland. And he is going to be doing 6 preview performances around North America before Fringe. I'm not sure where. I should probably find out where, though. So, but if you guys know where, once again, that comment section, leave it down there so you can let me know where in North America he's going to be at. All right, so Bloodstained Men, July 6th is their Alaskan circumcision crisis protest. This is dedicated to Everett Phillips in deep gratitude for his generosity and support for their work. So this is going to be about 8 days of protesting. And if you're in Alaska, you can definitely go to the website, check the locations out, check the time. If it works for you, go out and check them out for sure. Even taking pictures of them can help them with their media team and stuff like that. And if you post pictures that you take, helps out the cause as well. All right, on to the polls of the week. So on this poll, how accurate do you think this wiki page is on POTS? This is what I covered in the very beginning. Most people said mostly accurate with some discrepancies. Now, is that true? Like, yes, depending on how many some discrepancies you think of. Some, like, I think of like 2 or 3, but I guess some people can think of like 5. I mean, I've read some comments people posted about it. A lot of people said that he put it in a negative light. He missed a lot of things, but no one's saying very accurate. No one's saying that that's a bot, but no one's saying he was completely off either. So everyone's, for the most part, said mostly accurate. One person said right about 50-50. So it's, I can see B or C for sure. And that's interesting, actually, that we got a lot of Bs. Maybe POTS isn't being as communicative as we should be about the purpose of POTS, which I'm not sure how we can do better at communicating what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, man, that e-commerce program, the POTS e-commerce program, let me tell you, check it out, join my Discord. Let's learn about it, right? Because that is a big part of what POTS is and what we do. Once again, guys, if you don't like how this turned out, please go to my Discord and go vote, because your vote matters. And on to the fundraisers of the week. GALDAF, circumcision is not healthcare, it's a custom, help support gender equality. Phase 2, they haven't raised any new funds this past like 3 weeks. They're not at $16,000 yet. They're still at $15,981 out of their $35,000 goal. And also GALDAF is doing help make how to sue and win possible. Now this is getting donations. They got roughly about $410 last week if you add up this from right here. So they made about $410 this week. Super awesome for GALDAF. Okay, so Your Whole Baby LA Prego Expo, they haven't raised any more funds the past month. Stuck at $200 out of their $4,500 goal. Unaltered haven't raised any new funds for their removing circumcision related misinformation. This has been this way for the past 3 months. Even if you go to their coffee, they raised $1, it seems, maybe $3. Not raising funds very quickly at Unaltered, for sure. So, in memory of Carol, which is Brother K's wife, they have raised well over 50%. Super awesome to see. They raised about $3,500 out of their $5,000 goal. So they raised about 70% of their goal. Support Intact Global's fight against genital mutilation. They have raised $72 this past week. So not a whole lot of money, but they are bringing in donations slowly still. So still on the board for this week. And Intact Global, seems like they made an extra $20, $50 here at $370 out of their $30,000 goal. Super awesome to see for Intact Global, getting donations on both fundraisers. Okay, Intact America, hold doctors and hospitals accountable for penis injuries. So Intact America has not got any donations since the past 5 months. So they're still at 10% of their $50,000 goal. Prevail over the system, we're at 31% of our $2,000 goal, so that is roughly about $620. That is super awesome. This is for our Intactivist ad campaign on Facebook, maybe X, but anyways, super awesome that we have raised this much. I appreciate it, guys. Also, once again, not to beat a dead horse or pound the table too hard on this, but if you guys do not have the money, you guys can go and just support us on Carabuzz. That's super free to do. Or you can support our POTS e-commerce program, which doesn't cost you anything extra to do. It's really easy. Join our Discord, and this is all getting 6x matched, except donations. Donations are not getting 6x matched right now. Definitely Carabuzz, the POTS e-commerce program, really great avenues if you don't have money to donate. And we appreciate it. We appreciate donors too. We love you guys. Thank you for helping POTS continuously deliver the news and helping save and protect children and infants and educating parents. It's super awesome to do that. All right, and on to the Intactivist growth for the week. So last week, Bloodstained Men had 7,111 followers. This week, the Bloodstained Men have 7,106 followers, which is a loss of 5 people, or about a 0.07% decrease from last week. Bloodstained Men losing last week's gain. That's all what I have for the news. Don't forget about watching the nonprofit status doesn't really matter in 2025, and here's why. And also, don't forget about watching Melina's interview, part 1. It was really good. Please like and share to get this out to more people. And thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was a long one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.